Well, the Privileges Committee investigating Boris Johnson's Partygate is expected to conclude their inquiry today. MPs are probing whether the former UK Prime Minister misled the Parliament about the lockdown parties. Boris Johnson has already been given an advance copy of the report and is believed he may have resigned as a Member of Parliament after finding out about the findings of this committee. Now, after today's finalization, the report is expected to be published in a week, and according to media statements and reports, the committee was preparing to recommend the suspension of Johnson as an MP for days. However, even if the committee recommended Boris Johnson's suspension, it would have gone for an approval in the House of Commons, but by resigning, the former Prime Minister has avoided this suspension. Although analysts are still predicting indictment for the former Prime Minister in the report, for almost a year, a 7-person committee has been probing the post-Partygate claims and counterclaims. Most members of the committee are from the Conservative Party. Meanwhile, his supporters believe Boris Johnson is a victim of political witch hunt. However, the witch hunt claim was dismissed by the UK Energy Secretary Grant Shapps, where he said people want to move on from the drama of Boris Johnson.
I think people around the country, inside and outside the party, will recognise that Boris is somebody with many qualities. But we are now in a world where there are different challenges to face, and we've got new management in Number 10 getting on with the job and getting on with the priorities of this country, like growing the economy and stopping the small boats, where we've seen some success.
Well, so what will the report really entail for Boris Johnson? Our correspondent Alex Izzat sent us this report from London.
Well, despite Boris Johnson resigning, the inquiry into Partygate hasn't ended. The Privileges Committee report will be finalised today and published this week. For almost 1 year, the 7-person committee, a majority of whom are Conservatives, have been considering whether Johnson misled MPs about what he knew about COVID breaches in Downing Street. Now, we did hear in March from Johnson himself. He admitted misleading Parliament but denied doing it on purpose. Now, we understand that the committee had been preparing to recommend Johnson's suspension of 10 days or more. But on Friday, having seen an advanced copy of the report, Johnson accused the committee of carrying out a political hit job, although that has been heavily denied. Now, there have also been a few other resignations alongside Johnson, including Nadine Dorries and Nick Adams, which means 3 seats are now up for by-elections in areas that were considered safe seats for the Conservatives. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has stood firm on his ideology that politics has to change, and he was trying to do it. But it seems that his own party aren't all that happy with the way things are going. But the opposition parties are, and they're pushing to move for a general election, bringing it forward, as polls have predicted that there's a huge downturn of support for the Tories at the moment. But it's unlikely that Prime Minister Rishi Sunak will push for a general election sooner than next year. This is Alex Izzat reporting from London for WION. World is One.